folks. We've got there's only really one play this week. It's called Bottom of the World by Lucy Thurber. Guys, you guys have to keep still because I can hear you in there. Your talkback is stuck in there, so I can actually hear you on the air. So you have to keep still while I do this, okay? Can you guys hear me do the review? Okay, good. So just don't talk in there. Okay, Bottom of the World is at the Atlantic Theater Company, which is a brand new space. I will warn you up front that you should either get there a little early or plan to stay there a little late because it's brand new, it's beautiful, but it would serve as an underground bunker. It is like four stories below the ground, and so that you either have to take the elevator. Taking the elevator down is not much of an issue, but if you're not crazy about stairs, but taking the elevator back up, everybody's out at the same time, and I decided to take the stairs, and it's basically 5 stories. So and you don't realize that because you think, oh, it's just 1 story, and several of the people are actually needing oxygen, I think. At any rate, Bottom of the World. This is not a bad play. The staging is very interesting. The story is about a young woman it's really 2 different plays, and that's really the problem with it. It's a story of a young woman who is reading her sister's diary, essentially, and her sister, it turns out, has been killed in a rather grisly accident. And the sister wrote about an imaginary world, and so what you have is the juxtaposition of the one sister remembering her big sister and their relationship with each other, and the younger sister's relationship in real life, and then the imaginary world that her older sister created. So it's a little complicated, and part of it works, part of it doesn't. I'll tell you what the most jarring part was, and I don't want people to be upset about it, but while the cast is pretty good, the 2 sisters are played by one African American and one Caucasian. And you don't understand till the very end that they had 2 different fathers, but still, you know, look, I'm all in favor of colorblind casting, but it confuses an already confusing story. And while both women are very good, it didn't really serve the play, it didn't serve the plot, and it just served, I think, to confuse the audience as far as I was concerned. So while both women are very good actresses, I think it would have served the play better. And I don't mind mixing, I don't think anybody else does either, of mixing a cast of different ethnicities and different races and different colors, but having 2 sisters that don't look at all alike and not explaining it till the very end, it's just confusing, and it was already confusing. So for that reason, even though it was the idea of what's below the surface and what are our roots and yada yada, I found it difficult, even though there were parts about it I liked. I think I gave it 2 stars, and you could read more about drjoy.com. Next week is my big debut, and you can go to drjoy.com to find tickets. I'm the guest. They say it's star. It's not really a starring role. I don't want to mislead people. It's not like I'm going to be nominated for a Tony or anything. In my big fat gay Italian wedding, and you can find out more about that. It'll be next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So I think the theater's at 7:30, and you can find tickets at either telecharge.com, you can go to drjoy.com, and hopefully see you there. And if you come, certainly come backstage and say, hi, is this what you really look like? And I will say, well, more or less, so what can I tell you?